Welcome to Today with Audrey K. Come on, let's do a show.
We started dancing and love put us into a groove. As soon as we started to move.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Today with Audrey K. And I am really excited because I have a very special guest. And as you know, on Today with Audrey K, all of our guests are special guests. But the reason why I'm so excited today is because we have a young man here that's going to tell me and you, our viewing audience, all about MMA. Now, introduce yourself and tell the audience exactly what MMA stands for. And I know a lot of you out there say, she doesn't know that, but I don't know a lot about it. But I'm gonna learn today. Okay, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Emanual Pugh. I am 18 years old. I've been training mixed martial arts. That's what MMA stands for. I've been training mixed martial arts for 7 years now. And I'm an avid law of attraction practitioner. So I use my the law of attraction and my mindset to further my success in MMA.
Okay, we're going to get into that law of attraction thing because I know you guys want to know about the law of attraction just like I want to know about this law of attraction. But before we get started with that, so tell me, MMA, that's mixed martial arts. Now, does this mixed martial arts include boxing?
Yes.
And boxing is not a martial art, but is it?
Yes, any form of combat.
Okay.
Any form of striking is a martial art. Boxing is a martial art. Wrestling is a martial art. Mixed martial arts takes every form of combat sport into play, and that is what mixed martial arts is. It's like the purest form of fighting.
When you say the purest form of fighting, what do you mean? That means that anything goes? I mean, when
I say purest form of fighting, I feel as if you take a boxer who's trained their whole life in the form of just their hands, and you put them against a person who's trained wrestling, never thrown a punch, just wrestling. The wrestler is going to take them down. And once the boxer is on his back, then his boxing goes out the window because you can't throw a punch off your back. So it's like MMA, it takes, you got to be well-rounded in the game of mixed martial arts. And so I say it's the purest form because it takes all styles, and it's really like if you have a weakness in MMA, then it's going to be exploited.
Okay, wow, that hit me. That's kind of like what the devil does to us. If we have a weakness, he exploits it, and my mind just goes there. Yeah, but he does. He'll exploit our weaknesses. So we must strengthen ourselves spiritually, just like I'm sure Emanuel has to strengthen himself physically, and it has to also add up in your mind how you think, how you approach the person who you're fighting, right?
Yes, I would
it's
say...
It's not just your body, right?
Right, you're very right. I wouldn't say it's mostly physical. I would say it's mostly mental. You got to prepare mentally to go into the cage and fight another person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I always think, well, when I was growing up, I couldn't fight. And it hurt when I did. I had one fight. I had one fight in my life, and it hurt so I can't imagine just voluntarily going into a cage because when the girl was just beating me, and she was beating, I was like, oh, and I didn't do anything. But anyway, but with what you do, how do you get around that pain? It's painful, or is your mind so developed or so trained until you're not thinking about the pain like I was?
Yeah, it's funny you would say talk about the pain aspect of it, because it's more like you got to make a lot of sacrifices when you're a fighter. You got to sacrifice what you want to eat, you got to sacrifice if you want to go out. Like you can't go out with your friends all the time. You got to train instead.
Wow.
But the pain aspect, I mean, you get hurt more in practice than you actually do in a fight. Like I've been hit harder in practice than I've ever been hit in a fight.
And you still want to fight?
Yeah. Yeah, the pain aspect is just, it's funny you talk about the pain because most athletes in like sports, they pretend to get hurt to get a foul or something like that. Like say LeBron in a game, he flops over to get a foul. In fighting, you pretend that you're not hurt.
Oh, wow.
So if you get hurt by a shot or a kick or whatever, and you're in pain, you got to put a poker face on. Because if that guy knows you're hurt, he's going to go in for the kill.
He's going to exploit it.
Yeah, he's going to exploit it. So we pretend that we're not hurt if we are hurt. Because we keep our mindset strong.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I watch boxing with my husband, and the guys, they can get hit so bad, I have to walk away because their face is like a pumpkin. I mean, it's like just big knots every place and blood. It's like, okay, you can't play that off. But yeah, and so I think that's why in the corner, the guys, they kind of fix you up so that it won't encourage the person to beat you up more?
Yes, in the corner, if you have like bruising in your face or a swollen eye, they try to do as much as they can to decompress all of it, try to keep ice on it. You'll see a lot of people in their corner, man, giving them ice, water.
Now, you got a pretty good looking face. I mean, you ever been just all cut up and beat up like that?
Actually, I do have one story to tell.
Oh, do tell.
It's like a paradox. It's like when I was young, like I grew up where I grew up at, it was rough. So fighting was like street fighting, not no sports or rules. Like fighting was just something I was like around. And so now that I'm older, I grew to, take that into something where I can, positive, where I can grow from it. But back then, what started my interest into like taking fighting as like a career was a long time ago when I was young, like just getting into high school, freshman year. Like I was attacked by a group of guys.
A group of guys? How many?
Juniors and seniors.
About how many of them?
It was like 3 guys.
Oh, wow.
3.
Against
and it was all because one guy like didn't like that his girlfriend was texting me.
See?
Yeah.
He wanted to mess your face up.
He wanted to mess my face up. He did a pretty good job too, all 3 of them. But after I was looking in the mirror, looking at myself, how bruised I was, I told myself I never lose again.
Wow.
Yeah. And then ever since then, I'm undefeated as an amateur in MMA.
Oh, well, I just want to give you a hand. Yes. That's good. So now tell me this. Wait a minute. What time is it? What time is it? Does anybody know what time it is?
Audrey K.
Yes, Daphne?
It's time for the big question.
The big. What is the big question, Daphne?
Are all religions pleasing to God?
Wow. Are all religions pleasing to God? I'm sure some of you out there in the viewing audience have an opinion about that. But we're going to go to Emanual Pugh and ask him what his opinion is. Are all religions pleasing to God? What do you think about that?
Ooh, that's a powerful question right there.
Yeah, Daphne, she throws them at us, doesn't she?
Yeah. Well, I have to say this. After my 18 years of living, there's certain things I learned, and that's not to discuss religion or discuss politics. But to answer your question, I feel like are all religions pleasing to God?
Yeah, that is.
I feel like if you know God in the
Yes.
way that you know God, whether you're Muslim, Christian, Catholic, if you know God, then you should feel like God is accepting to people. He accepts people.
Yes.
And rather, whatever religion you are, He accepts you. So
Yes.
I feel like they are.
Oh, pretty good. Oh, yeah, that's really good. I say I'd rather for you to know God than the devil. But that's my simple answer to that. Yeah, I think that anytime we strive, because God is goodness, God is truth, God is love. So if you really know God and your religion espouses those types of things, I think you're pretty safe. What about you? What do you say?
Yeah, I think so. As long as your religion isn't something that's promoting negativity,
Yes, and
promoting
violence.
then
Yeah,
and
and
it's
harm.
promoting. Yeah, if it's promoting something positive, and you find faith in it to bring success, then I promote it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I support that.
Oh, okay, that's very good. Okay, and we're going to go back to it. So that there you have it. If your religion, whatever it is promoting something good and positive, it's love, it's truth, it's respect, for life and life forms, then you're probably good to go. Is that okay for you, Daphne? Okay, so we're going to get back to Emanual Pugh here and the undefeated MMA. And he was just telling us a story about how he got beat up and he looked in the mirror and he said, never again. Now with this MMA, mixed martial arts. Now, so do you have to study and practice jiu-jitsu, judo, karate, boxing, wrestling? Do you have to practice those things? I'm sorry. Do you have to train for those things separately, or is it just that mixed martial arts, that's just what it is? It's all of those things.
Yes, I believe that every opponent that you're going to face is different. So just like my last fight, the guy was like a world champion from South America come to here to fight. And he was a very good kickboxer, world champion in kickboxing, not
What's
MMA.
your strength? 'Cause
My strength is, I don't have a strength in one aspect. Like, it's a strength overall.
oh, look at you.
You would say,
Tell the truth now.
yeah, I don't want to boast or anything,
No.
but it's just MMA as it is my strength. Like, I want to be well-rounded.
Okay.
And
But this kickboxer.
this kickboxer, he wasn't well-rounded. So he had a nice stand-up game, but not a nice ground game. So the whole game plan was to just focus on my grappling and my wrestling. And the night of the fight, when it came up, that's what I did. I followed the game plan.
And you won.
Yeah. So I believe that if you're a fighter, you got to train every part. Like, you got to train the judo, you got to train the jiu-jitsu, the kickboxing, everything.
You got to train your face too, right? I mean,
Pretty much.
Because when you go in, I mean, because you have to have a certain look about you that can. I mean, I always wondered about that. Do you
Yeah.
go in trying to have, like, they call it mean mugging, or just have
Yeah.
an intimidating stance or look or
Yeah,
something
I'm
like
not
that?
gonna lie. It's not something that you gotta fake though. Like, it's just in you.
It just comes out.
And just me, like, during weigh-ins, during the night of the fight, when I see my opponent, it's just my eyes is on him. Like, I'm mean mugging him because it's him in front of my dream, and so I gotta go through him.
Oh, I love that. You see that? See, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do as people of God. So we have to stand up and we have to let situations out here know we ain't playing. We in it to win it. That's what you.
It's
we
nothing.
in it to win it.
It's nothing personal. It's just
Yes.
business.
Yes, it's nothing personal, but I'm not gonna let you stand in my way. That's for sure. So see, I'm learning so much from this. Is great.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much from you. So, question:
Yeah.
what did your parents say?
In high school is when I started taking it serious. So my parents,
Are they afraid?
they were a little bit, yeah. Mostly
I
my
would be.
mother though. My mother, it was really tough on her at first, but now she's like my biggest supporter. Like at my last fight, you could hear her going crazy, yelling, like, get him, get him, get him. Like, she's probably one of my biggest fans. So yeah, they support me a lot.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, do you have video on YouTube?
Yes, if you Google my name or search on YouTube Emanual Pugh MMA, you can see some of my fights.
So you can find out more about where to go see Emanual Pugh, and since you're undefeated,
Yes.
maybe I'll show up there because I don't have to see your face all messed up. Now, is this the guy who? Do you know do you study his tapes?
Actually,
before you go into, because you all fight in a cage, right?
yes.
Before you go into the cage, do you study his tapes?
Yes, I do. I've seen his footage. He is a jiu-jitsu fighter. So his game plan is funny. The last game plan of my last opponent was to stand up and but this guy's game plan is going to be to get it to the ground. So my game plan is definitely to keep the fight standing.
So when you think about this, I mean, do you get excited about, yes, it's about to go down, it's about to be on, right?
Yeah, I get pretty excited. I get more serious as the date comes closer. I get more ready mentally. But more than anything, I'm excited because it is fun to me. And it is like something promising. Like if you got something, you're either going to be really bad starting off or you're going to be really good. Like there's no in between. Like, and if you got something special going, you got a nice strong team, you're going to go far in it. And I'm excited for the future.
Okay, so you're on a team?
Yes, I'm on a team.
How many are on your team?
There is over at least 20 people on my team. It's an MMA team.
Okay.
So each person, even if it's not a fighter, some people just come with us to train to get that MMA aspect of training, that jiu-jitsu aspect of training. I train out of Carlson Gracie jiu-jitsu team, but the team is named Team Cologne. My coach, Steve Cologne, he's a very, very tough, very good, positive coach.
Now, what kind of person would you advise to go into MMA? What I know you're around a lot of them. What does their personality look like, these MMA fighters?
Well, mostly you're going to get people who started from the bottom. Like you're going to get people who's fighting for a reason, not just fighting in there just for. You're going to have people who's fighting for money. You're going to have people who's fighting for the passion of the sport, which is very low. But mostly you're going to have people fighting for a reason, just for like a dream to get somewhere else. Just a dream to go from here to here in their life. And I got a little bit of everything in there. So I got a big goal ahead. So, but I feel like everybody, not even if you don't want to be a fighter, I feel like every woman, every man should know how to defend themselves.
Yes.
So
yes.
I think everyone should train for the self-defense aspect of it.
Oh, I just did a self-defense course. I learned like 2 things.
Well,
I was so excited. I asked my husband that. I was like, I have to practice this every day in case they come.
yeah. Well, that's good. You got 2 things under your belt to
Yeah,
use in
I'm
case.
excited.
So
I'm excited about
I feel like
that.
everybody should know at least one thing.
Yes. Now I know you got a close girlfriend, a girlfriend. Now, do you help her? Do you guys?
Yes, I'm a coach at USC Gym in Maryville, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
And that's actually where I met her at. She's a member.
Oh, okay.
And yes, we train pretty much all the time. I always get her to go her jabs, her crosses, uppercuts. I want her to be able to defend herself in case anything happens.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That is beautiful. See, and Brian, I know you're back there producing. I have to practice on you every day, right?
Right.
Every day, right? I have to practice on you every day. But okay, so where do you see yourself going with the fighting? Where do you see yourself going?
I see myself creating a future for my family and myself, creating something that's what people dream about, the millions in the bank account,
Yes.
everything just,
Remember Audrey K? No.
just the dream life. And it's like really, real achievable. Like that's where I feel like whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve.
Oh, yes, that's beautiful. So a salary range, what does the MMA salary range, what is that like?
That's a
I
good
hope
question.
it's good because people going in there, getting beat on like that.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's a real good question. I'm gonna give you the truth answer, and then the truth is right now these fighters are getting paid not the best. They're getting paid $20,000 a fight, $40,000, $60,000 if lucky. It's not good right now.
Wait a
but
minute, 20,000 per fight?
yes,
Okay.
considering the fight camp though.
Oh, because you
and
have to train and then you
and the
have
traveling expenses and
Oh.
and how many people you're paying at that level. You got to pay a manager. You got to pay your coaches flights, your team's flights.
wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
So it gets eaten up really fast.
Yeah, but I feel like The salary is about as good as you want it to be.
Okay.
I feel like if these people would market themselves better, if they would, you know, be more entertaining, because it is an entertainment business, the fight game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Because that's why Muhammad Ali. That's why. everybody
yeah,
is.
Muhammad Ali was a millionaire. Floyd is a millionaire. Like, there's a whole bunch
They
of
have
fighters.
that personality. They
Yeah.
have that.
You got to make it happen, just like anything else, just like any other career. You got to make it happen.
Oh, okay. So, so pretty much is that where it starts around 20,000, and then it can go as high as millions?
It can go as high as 20 million. You just gotta market yourself right.
Right now, who's the top paid
fighter?
MMA fighter?
The top paid MMA fighter. I don't
At
know
this
if you
point.
heard of him, but his name is Conor McGregor.
Okay, Conor McGregor. I have now.
Yeah, he's so top in MMA
Mm-hmm.
that he cleared out his division in MMA, and pretty much now he's fighting Floyd Mayweather, who's a boxer.
Wow.
Now this fight is in August 29th or something, and it's the best MMA fighter right now versus
gonna watch
best
that.
boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't go because I can't go, so I'll probably watch it on.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah, I'm pretty
okay.
sure it's gonna be for sale, pay-per-view.
I know you're gonna be in front of that TV, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
And so now he's up in the millions.
He's about to be in 100 millions after this fight.
Oh,
And that's all
Lord
of-
have mercy.
And you know how he's got there? With the law of attraction.
Oh, okay. That's what the next thing I'm going to get into. What is this law of attraction that you speak of?
The law of attraction, there's, you know, when people say their life is